Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thank you for joining. You know, there is something more important than money when you come to the Philippines. It will make or break you, honestly. And we've seen it, and you can see it all the time in different blogs. So let's talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay, money, money, money. Don't we all love it? The problem is that money is not everything. Money doesn't ensure your success. And maybe it's, the vernacular of how people define success. Success means being happy to us. For us, it means being financially stable. But it's not what will make or break you here by any way, shape, or means. You will get in many more problems other than money. But you know what? Let's think about it for just a couple of minutes in a different perspective. Before we do, please, if you find our videos informative, some of them satirical, some of them drama, some of them whatever, all right? And you'd like to show your support for the channel, please do subscribe. Subscribe and hit that thumbs up. That's the best way you can help us feel good about what we do, all right? Now, money makes a big difference. But it doesn't start here in the Philippines. It's actually going to start all the way back before you even get here. Now, bear with me just a minute, just for a minute to try and understand what I'm saying. You see, you can have the money to live however you want to live. You can live as economically as you want or as exorbitant as you want, all based on the money. But that's not everything. Money doesn't represent what you're doing. Money only represents opportunity, doesn't represent success. I would say that because what you need more than anything at all, is common sense. Beforehand, many of us are prepared financially. Many of us understand things financially. Most of us know in the back of our mind, the layman's terms of I have X coming in, I can have X going out. And then you make your decisions. Being prepared with respect to common sense is what is more important than money. I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what I mean. I have a little itch there this morning. You know something? Before you do anything in your country, be it the U.S., be it Australia, be it New Zealand, be it the U.K., it doesn't matter, Germany, wherever, you kind of take a hard look at what it is and you kind of evaluate it. That's the way you should be looking at the Philippines. Don't do and make these simple mistakes. Many of you will be involved in LDRs, long distance relationships. And because of a variety of reasons, you're in love with somebody you've never even met. And you're willing to say, you know what? I've reached the point where I think I have enough money to retire or to live there and make a living or doing whatever, whether it's online. We never recommend that you would make a living in the Philippines based on Philippine business. It's very, very difficult. Not saying it can't be done, just very, very difficult. But with all of that, all right, you would do an exploratory mission. You would come here. You would sacrifice a bit of money to explore the culture, the people, and the locations. You would then evaluate what it is that you need, and then keep all of that in the back of your mind. When you build your idea of how you're going to live, all right, don't you think you should take a look at how you're going to live? Don't you think that you should take a look at what your options are? Don't you think you should take a look at the limitations and or successes of what that environment entails? All right. In other words, you can live anywhere you want to live in the Philippines, as long as you keep all the legalities straight. Okay. But what does that really get you? It gets you everything you want. That's what you want. That's what you want to be happy. But have you looked at it? Have you been there? Have you seen it? Have you seen that lifestyle? Is that what you want? There's some common sense. A fool and his money are soon parted. All right? We've heard it over and over. And if you blindly rush into things, you're going to have a much lower chance of success. Many of you will have come here on vacation. You will have met a beautiful Filipina. You will have continued to stay in touch with them, developed a online relationship with them, and you're here again. You know what? I'm going to go home. I'm going to start wrapping stuff up, and in about 18 months, I should be ready to move. Well, how much time did you spend with her? And when you say wrap things up, are you going to make it to where you have to start all over if you go back to the U.S.? Don't you think you should give yourself a bit of a safety net until you're set, until you've spent the time? And the time is not a week or two. The time is, 6-8 months. It's funny. You can live here on any budget. It's how you want to live and what makes you happy. So using common sense is the foundation for figuring out where and how. And if you don't do that first, if you don't keep in the back of your mind some common sense, you're destined to get screwed eventually, one way or the other. Some of it is just slightly screwed. Some of it is devastating. And when I say devastating, I mean your financials, your this, your that. Okay? Common sense is the one thing that you have to either learn, acquire, or use. All right. Now, whether you can learn common sense, I have no idea. I'm not a psychologist. All right. Whether you can acquire it, I have no idea. But if you don't utilize it from day one, you are already putting yourself at risk. And nobody wants you to be at risk. Nobody wants you. We talk to different people all the time, and we see different people all the time. We went to dinner last night, and you can see who's making it and who's struggling. It's that simple. It's not hard to discern, really and truly. Okay? Now, our idea of making it may be different than yours. Sure. And your idea is different than ours. But you can see the disparity in certain people. All right? Things that you need to recognize as soon as possible is what was in the back of my mind is my idea of a happy, successful transition to the Philippines. And then the reality could be totally different. For us, we had years of back and forth. We lived for a long time here. When we made that final decision, we were well aware of it. Okay? For others, not so. And you see them struggling with some of the things that take place. You can live in the city, you can live in a town, and you can live in the province. And yes, I do believe there's a vast difference between living in the province, a town, and the city. Okay? I think that those are really defined much differently. The services available, those things are also a huge defining factor. Common sense is by far the most important thing you need to bring with you to the Philippines. Common sense in figuring out your needs and your wants. We all want certain things, but does it fit our needs? We also need certain things. Okay? You need certain, and it can be anything. I mean, we don't have to talk about just healthcare. We don't have to talk about travel. We don't have to talk about people, an expat community for you to be able to carry on a conversation in English a few days a week. We don't, all of those are different needs for different people. Some people require very little of that, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. But when you do need it and you haven't seen where it is you plan to stay, wow, this is not using any common sense. You need to come and take a look. You need to plan it out. You need to take it one step at a time. You need to be able to do everything that ensures and it'll never be seamless existence at all. It just won't happen. All right. Even within the Philippines' own system, they have issues that arise. Okay. When you mix with that, dealing with an international type of setup, those issues can go out of whack. Sometimes they work absolutely perfectly. All right. Sometimes they're a little bit more difficult. That's all there is to it. So you've got to use common sense. You've got to plan ahead a little bit. And that's what we're trying to get across. You can't buy your way to happiness, but it helps. But without common sense, whatever it is that's making you happy is going to fail. It just is. You've got to take a look at these situations. Tell us what you think about it in the comments below. Let us know where you are with regards to becoming an active participant in the Philippine society, because that's what you're doing. You absolutely are. So tell us what you're doing and what your thoughts are. And let us know if you think we're wrong as well. If you don't think common sense makes sense. All right? Otherwise, please do subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and have a great day.